First of all, peace and power, Devine family. Welcome to the Conscious Minds page. I'm doing this video in response and in honoring to the Honorable Master Teacher NatureBoy, the Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane. And this video is in response to those who are out there destroying truth or trying to destroy truth, because you can never destroy truth. And I'm going to call your name out in this video. And I'm not doing this to get your followers. I'm not doing this to get my subscribers up, because I don't care about subscribers. I'm putting information out there because I like putting information out there. Who gives a damn who follows? Like Honorable Master Teacher NatureBoy, when you know the truth, you live the truth, nature takes care of you. The universe takes care of you. God takes care of you. You don't do it for money. Now, I must first start off by saying I am the prophet emoji. Okay? Emog means the Enlightened Messenger of God. So I'm not just here speaking because I'm taking up for or standing up for CarbonNation. I am not speaking because of the video that Master Teacher just released on to his followers. I'm not doing that. Although I was convicted, okay? But I had already put my work in on behalf of the Honorable Master Teacher when I seen haters come to his platform. I had already put my work in over on their platforms. So, I mean, but I'm not here to brag and boast about that. My message ain't that. My message is this. And I'm calling out, I'm sounding the alarm on the frauds. And there's two of them that constantly put out the Master Teacher NatureBoy's name in order to either get his attention, gain followers, or bring him down to a lower mentality or a lower state of consciousness. As you can see, I'm all about elevation. Elevate your mind. You understand? And so I understand when I see a lower conscious self person talking that riffraff and bringing that fraud to it, to truth, when it never stand up against truth. I'm calling out Devine and however you say this motherfucker's name, Mamwar to Madachi, Mind Over Matters. I'm not calling you out because I want your followers. I don't give a damn about your attention if you find this. But I'm doing this because it's right. I'm doing this because it's what's right. Now, some of you who do find this and you love to hear what those two people got to say on their platform, you may find yourself searching through my videos and my platform, and you may have whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. Because the truth, listen, the truth does not care what you think. The truth is the truth. You understand? And so I'm calling out these two frauds because every single time Master Teacher releases a video, it's almost without further ado that there's a response video coming from them two haters, specifically them two, with Master Teacher name in the title, trying to get you with what they call clickbait, trying to get you to click on, because they know that putting his name in the title, putting his name in the title, we all know how this works. His name will come up when we're searching for him, and your videos will pop up. Well, let me ask you something. Let me see you do videos. Number one, let's just start right here. Let me see you do videos on the Honorable Master Teacher, and you don't put his name in the headlines to see how many people find your channel. Because you built your following, you built your platform, and you built your identity off using his name, whether you are calling him a fraud or not. But whether you calling him a fraud or you believe in what he stands for or not, you can't do a video without putting his name in your title. I noticed this off the jump, number one. That's easy. We all can figure that shit out. But what I want to get you to understand, Mind Over Matters in Devine, I'm not calling you out so people can find you. I'm not doing that. I don't give a damn about no following. I don't care about your following. I don't care about who finds this video. I'm putting it out there to say that and stand up for what I believe in. And I believe in what Master Teacher NatureBoy believes in. I believe in that truth. Master Teacher pointed out a lot of facts in his video to his following about the fact, and to you haters, about the fact that in any military, in any organized organization, in any regime, in any company, there's going to be order. You see order coming from a black man and you don't like it, because you know when you see it and it looks right and it looks like the Europeans' way of order, you don't give credit to the black man because it's the European way, and black men are not supposed to be organized and in order like that. Well, let me tell you something. I came through the filter of the conscious mind, the conscious community. I came through that filter. I've watched all those leaders, so-called leaders, and I've seen their lectures and I've seen their videos, and it's the same fucking shit over and over and over, and you over there on their platforms commenting, praising them, loving what they're doing, but yet they ain't organized a goddamn thing. Not one thing have they organized. Not one thing. They claim about organizing, doing this. They claim about doing lectures on that. They claim about putting out fucking websites for this shit, but they ain't done a goddamn thing for you or anybody else except try to make themselves great and better. And I'm all for elevating yourself. But when you are God, as Master Teacher NatureBoy is, because he is in God body, and you can only be in God body, and you can only be God body by belief, believing that you are in your higher self. He's not the only one to believe that he's God. There are many of us who walk and talk and breathe like him and believe the same thing. We understand his teaching. We understand his logic. We understand his words. We know. You know why? Because we are God. And we understand when he speaks. That's our language. He speaks. He speaks up for nature. He speaks up for God. He speaks up for the God-body men and women. So those who find his platform understand the language, and you hate on that because people love it, and you hate on that because people flock to it, and you hate on that because it resonates, it's truth. And you hate on it more so because it's convicting. And when he talk about being in your lower Babylon self, that's true. You are in your lower Babylon self, and you display it every time your video has his name in it. You display, regardless of his information that you may believe in or not, regardless of, you are trying to assassinate the man's character, not his information. And that's the difference between truth and fiction. That's the difference between truth and fiction. I got my Ogun incense today, so I'm burning right now. I'm on fire right now. I got my Ogun incense today. So you best believe I'm on fire today, okay? I'm lit right now, okay? I needed to invoke the energy so that I can give it to y'all straight like that. Now, back to what I was saying. You are about assassinating a man's character. Never the information, never the knowledge, never the wisdom. And I have yet to see any of you, you too, I have yet to see any of you come out with a video debunking his information. Yet, except you take his videos and you try to debunk the character. You have no morals. You have no values. You have no life. You have no life. You have no life. Because your life is consumed with the moment he drops a video, you drop a response video tearing down the man, the messenger. And if you know anything about Christ, if you ever read any scripture about Christ, and I don't care if you believe in it or not, you see Jesus, let me tell you something about Jesus the Christ. Because you think Jesus and Christ is the same two people, and they're not. You see, Jesus does not save. Christ saves. Jesus does not save, but Christ saves. Jesus was the messenger and the teacher. Christ is the message. Christ is the message. The message of love, the message of harmony, the message of compassion, and the message of healing. So when those testimonial videos come out about those people finding healing in CarbonNation camp and CarbonNation tribe, you ought to look at that as a man who is doing the work of God, who is doing the work that God has called him to do, who is doing the work that God has put him on this planet to do. He's doing the work of God. He's healing in God body form. So when people come around him, they're automatically healed because he has the cure. The message is the cure. Because communication is, because DNA is communication. And all you need to do is communicate any kind of thing. All you need to do is communicate the right words to a person. The lady with the issue of blood was healed because of her own faith, not because Jesus did anything. Go back and read it in Matthew chapter 9. Because of her own faith was she healed, Jesus said. It's the message of Christ. It's the message. It's not Jesus. It's not the Savior. Christ is the Savior. Christ's consciousness, understanding that when you elevate and raise yourself up to the higher self, you are raising yourself up in the consciousness of Christ, not Jesus. Jesus is not the man. So I'm calling you out. I'm calling out Ashe Devine, who claims to be divine. You need to take that name away. Because how are you divine and you spit evil and fire out your mouth? How are you divine when you are spewing hatred out of on your platform? Discord. You see, the problem with women like you, Ashe, is the simple fact that you can never keep a man. I know you. I'm a psychological analyst. I know how to psychologically tear and break down a situation. Very thorough. And I can tell you are like my ex-wife, who I had to leave because I'm exiting. See, she's my ex-wife because I exit her ass. I exit her ass out my life. Because she don't believe that I'm God body, and she don't believe I'm in God form, and she don't believe that I am my higher self, living in a place that CarbonNation does call Babylon. I like to call it surface dwelling. I am not a surface dweller. I don't live in this plane. I live beyond this plane. I don't live on this surface with you. I don't see what you see. I don't hear what you hear. But because of a God who spoke to me as a God, because Jesus said, me and my Father are one. If he's God and he's the messenger of God and I'm a messenger of God, that's my message. Me and my Father are one. Now, I stand on that message NatureBoy speaks, because that's my message. Me and my Father are one. If it were not so, Jesus claimed, I go back to be at the right hand of the Father. So when you see those soldiers standing behind NatureBoy, that is the God form. That is the Son going back to be at the right hand of the Father. That's the Son going back to be at the right hand of the Father. When you see those soldiers standing behind NatureBoy, those are not minions. Those are the sons of God going back to be at the right hand of the Father, because Christ said, Jesus said that me and my Father are one. Me and my message, me and the message that I came to bring are one, the Christ conscious message. That's my Father, the Christ conscious message. Me and my Father are one, and anyone speaking this message, that's me. They're talking to me. So you shoot down the messenger, and the message go right over your head. You know why? Because as NatureBoy said, the prophet of Isaiah is upon you. And it is. He said, he who have ears, let him hear. And the problem with this is, the reason why you attack the messenger, not the messenger, because you can't hear the message. He who have ears, let him hear. You don't have ears to hear. He said, because you know why? Because you seek the teachers, as Timothy quite put in the book of Timothy, it says that you seek the teachers that would give you what your itchy ears want to hear. See, you want the things that make you feel good, not the things that are the truth. And the truth don't make you feel good. You want the lie. You want the people that's going to tell you they're going to build schools. You want the people that's going to tell you they're going to build websites. You want the people that's going to tell you they're going to give you this kind of diet and that kind of diet. I've adopted the B6 diet, downloaded the B6 diet. It's working perfectly well in my life, even though I was already a vegan, even though I was already on all fruit diet, even though I was already eating the fruit diet, an all fruit diet, even though I was already getting back in tune with nature before I found NatureBoy. I was already getting myself back in tune, already ordering my shit off of Amazon, my solar panels, my tent, my hammock. You understand? Already ordering my utility shovel so I can dig ditches to bury so I can give my pot back to the earth. Already knowing about this shit. This message resonates with me because that's God. And I'm God. And God, I am the Son in God form. People don't like me because I say it. But I gotta say it. I went from Christian to ascension. I am no longer a Christian follower. I'm no longer a follower of Jesus, although I follow his teachings. But I've ascended. I don't follow Jesus' teachings no more because I've ascended past his teachings. Now, I am the Father because me and my Father are one. But this is not about me being the Father. This is about NatureBoy and you hating on him when he claims to be God. And because you seek teachers to give you what your itchy ears want to hear, you will never hear the message of truth. You will never hear the message of truth. You nor Mind Over Matters, Memoir Tumadachi, you will never hear the message of truth. You came at Master Teacher NatureBoy about Mama Dia, and all due respect to the spirit of Mama Dia because I am Mama Dia. And you came at Master Teacher NatureBoy about what he didn't do, what he did do. Let me tell you something. To even bury someone, that shit takes time. Almost 2 weeks. I buried a son of mine. I had to bury my own son. Okay? I had a son I had to bury. Okay? That shit takes damn near 2 weeks to happen. You got to set up funeral arrangements and all that shit. You didn't get that man 2 weeks to even before you came out talking about the body and bull. You were bullshit. You bullshit. As I said, you the type of person that can never keep a man, and that's why you always somebody. That's why somebody always exiting out of your goddamn life. You can never keep a man. That's you because your energy, like Master Teacher NatureBoy said, your cosmic energy is all fucked up. You all in fucking. Same thing with my ex. The same fucking shit. Want to be a man in a female body. Want to be the fucking dominant leader in the relationship in the female body. Play your fucking role in your position and do your job. So we can be fucking divine if you truly are divine. So we can be divine beings on this plane right here. But you and Mr. Mind Over Matters TV, you dick ride. You dick ride and the coattails of the honorable Master Teacher, and I can sit here 35 years old on this realm, much older in the astrological spiritual realm, but I can sit here at this age as a grown-ass man and claim for myself that man is an honorable teacher because he's giving truth. He's bringing light to the people that need that shit. And for people like you who the message goes over your head, you will never leave your lower self. You will always be stuck in this paradigm. You will always get what you will always get what you deserve because you got to understand the law of correspondence says you reap what you sow. The law of correspondence says you cannot sow without getting something. You cannot do something without an answer for it. You cannot get away with nothing. What's done in the dark must come to the light. What's done in dark must come to light. Master Teacher has sparked a move in me to take my ass and get the fuck up out of America because not only does the movie show it, not only does you hear it in the music, but everywhere you look in America, they're showing you signs of the fall. Every great dynasty has failed. Every great dynasty has failed and every great dynasty will fall because everybody has their reign. And America has come to the time where they are going to fall. Why? Because they built this country off the innocent blood, off the backs of innocent blood and stole this land from innocent people and built this country by stealing people from other lands to build this country. They built this country off the innocent blood of blacks, Indians, whatever. So because the law of correspondence says you got to reap what you sow, America's going to reap, and it is her time to reap. Mark my words. As the prophet standing here speaking to you today, the enlightened messenger of God, I'm bringing you a prophecy right now that America will fall. America will fall. But I'm calling you two out because you have all these other teachers in your so-called conscious community giving you shit for food. Well, Master Teacher NatureBoy, as I heard through the testimonies, and not only through theirs but my own, Master Teacher NatureBoy has done what? He didn't only take Babylon from them, but he gave them something. See, we always talk about solutions. Black people always talking about a solution for something. We always got the answer, right? But never a solution. We always got the strategy and the plans, but never the solution. And why don't we never got the solution? Because we don't know how to implicate. Number one, we don't know how to organize. Number two, and we don't know how to come to fucking together without someone having to be the leader and getting mad at that person for being the leader. Master Teacher NatureBoy has become that leader, and you're mad because he's organizing, and you're mad because he's doing it. You're mad because you got to understand the first fucking law of the universe is divine oneness. In that divine oneness, we are all one in all in one. The first fucking law of the universe is divine oneness. We are all one. And how can we all be one without order? Come on, come the fuck on. How can we all be one without order? Without structure? You can't get a fucking neutron and the atom and the electron and make an atom without the fucking two parts. You need the fucking neutron and you need the electron, the proton, to fucking make the atom. But you don't know fucking shit about science or astrology because you don't study that shit. You study the fucking times of spirits, and all you do is fucking stay stuck in one paradigm and thinking you know how to read energy and shit when you don't know the first thing about what it truly means to harness your power and your energy. You don't know that shit, okay? I don't do fucking videos on YouTube like this for anyone except for that which I find and may be the truth. If it's the truth, I'ma stand for it, and I know it's the truth, I'ma stand with it. I stand with the Honorable Master Teacher NatureBoy. I want to see how many other followers of Master Teacher NatureBoy come out with a video like this, calling out those frauds, because y'all are frauds. I have yet to see you, Ashe Devine, come at Master Teacher's teachings and debunk them. Don't switch up the subject and say I'll debate you on whatever. No, come out and debunk his fucking teachings. Like he said, debunk my teachings. Do that. Debunk my teachings. You can't. You know why? Because you ain't studied. You can't. You know why? Because you don't know shit about that. You can't. You know why? Because you ain't living that. You ain't living that. And Mama Tumadachi, I can tell you ain't nothing but a jealous ass dude in a female in the male body. For real. I can see and read your energy. Your energy is all that. Your energy is all that. You are all cased up, wrapped up in the energy of a woman, dog. And the problem with you is you want to be NatureBoy. You want to organize like NatureBoy because you are not talking about his information, but you're assassinating a man's character. A man that is coming together, leading people out of the concrete jungle, out of the fucking the Matrix, sort of say, or Babylon, whatever you want to call it, and he's raising their consciousness. He's elevating their mind. He's giving them a higher perspective of themselves, helping them see who they truly are by getting them to tap back into nature, getting them to tap back into the universal laws and codes, getting them to tap back into their genome and geology their DNA codes. And genealogy, I don't know how to say that word right. Genealogy, okay. He's getting them to tap back into them higher selves. And I don't know what your agenda is on your own platform, but you seem to have none. You seem to have no agenda because you call out NatureBoy in every fucking video you do. Now, I understand Superman has to have a kryptonite. Superman was trying to save the fucking world and he's always got a kryptonite. But that's fucking character build. That's fucking comic shit. We should be able to control that shit here on this plane, in real fucking life. We should be able to control that shit, but the problem is you don't want that kind of teacher. You know why? Because you don't want to see your teacher look like NatureBoy. Your teacher and your leader don't look like a man in the jungle, a man with his shirt off, a man with his dreads hanging, a man talking articulate as he does. That's not your teacher. Your teacher's the man with the suit and tie on up in the fucking professor classroom, giving lectures all goddamn day, telling you shit about shit, teaching you nothing, taking you nowhere, leading you nowhere. All these trips to fucking Africa, what is it doing? Are you buying land when you in fucking Africa? Are you buying land in Africa? All these trips you taking to Africa, are you out there trying to rebuild in Africa? Well, let me tell you something. Like Nature, Honorable Master Teacher said, it's the smart resistance. Leave their fucking system, they fucking fall. You leave their system, they fall. Without us, there is no fucking America. Okay? Let's get that shit right. Without black folks, there is no America. Because black folks own this fucking shit. We built this fucking shit. They built this shit off of us and our energy. Our energy is here and it's here to stay forever. Whether we pick up and leave physically or not. Our energy will forever be on this land because our blood is on this land. We are in the vessels. We are in the roots of these trees. Our ancestors are buried here. We are in the roots of these trees. We are here for good forever, and we're going to stay. And the problem with you, Ashe, is that you're seeking a teacher to give you what your itching ears want to hear. And you will never get that teacher, because those who had ears, let him hear. You have no ears. You cannot hear. You cannot hear sound doctrine. You cannot hear sound message. You cannot hear it when it's speaking to you and physically showing itself to you. God doesn't look like a man in human form, but when Jesus came down and said, I am God, and they seek to stone Jesus, and Jesus said, why do you seek to stone me? He said, because you claim to be God. And he said, have I not said that you also are gods? You see, the problem with you is belief. You don't believe you're a God, so you don't treat yourself as one. You don't believe you call yourself goddess, and you use the term loosely, but you don't believe that shit. Because if you did and you was truly divine, like you call yourself divine, if you was truly divine, you wouldn't even be on that man's page trying to bring down what his message is all about. Instead, you would be building your own fucking entity, your own fucking tribe, your own kingdom. Like Kanye West said, we can have a fucking utopia on this place, on this planet. But it's people like you, Mama Artumadachi and Ashe Devine, it's people like you who don't want a utopia. You want hell. You want hell. You want hell. You want the strongest version of hell. And that's where you're going to go. Because you don't die. You don't die. When your spirit leaves the physical body, when your spirit leaves the etheric body, when your spirit leaves this body, you are going to be in a constant state of stagnant energy. Meaning, whatever kind of energy you carry, if you got hit by a Mack truck today, that's the kind of energy you would stay. That's your hell. If you are a hatred person and you carry and you harness that kind of energy, and the Mack truck hit your ass right now, and your body was to cease from existing on this plane, you would stay a fucking hate. You would stay in that hell of hatred. You would not go on to see paradise. You would not go on to seek the kingdom of heaven. Because broad is the gate and narrow is the way, and only few find it. And only few find it. That's why melanation, CarbonNation could be bigger than what he has it, but he don't make it big. And there's a reason for it. There's a purpose for it. There's a purpose for why Jesus only had 12 disciples. It's a purpose. And let me tell you something. Jesus had actually 70 followers. Did you know that? He had actually 70 disciples. But he said he had but there were what? The few are called, only few, many are called, but only few are chosen. Many are called. He called 70. But only 12 of them heard when he said, follow me. Every one of his disciples, he said 2 words, follow me. Everyone, follow me. And they all got up and they followed. The scripture text says. They all got up and they followed. Follow me, follow me, follow me. To the kingdom of heaven. Because in heaven, there are many mansions. There are many mansions in my Father's house. But only those who follow and find their way on the narrow road will get to those mansions. You will never get to those mansions if you don't follow. And the problem with you is, both of you is, you're following the message wrongly. And so you don't get the message, you don't hear. It falls on deaf ears. And like Peter, who was trying to save his family, when Jesus called Peter, and Peter said, let me go back and get my wife's father-in-law. He's sick. He said, let the dead bury the dead. You will be amongst the dead. Because he said that to Peter, because he was saying, if her father already knew and heard, you don't have to go and get him. He will find me. If her father already knew about me and heard about me, because every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. But not only that, he said that no one gets away without ever. He said everyone will have heard this message. Everyone. And some will reject. And you are the ones rejecting. You're hearing from rejection point of view. And so you will never get the message. It's falling on your deaf ears. And guess what? Guess what, Ashe Devine? Guess what, Mama Artumadachi? guess what? You're stuck in hell right now, and you will never come out because you get an opportunity to follow the Christ, but you blaspheme the Christ. You're blaspheming the Christ. And the Christ is the message, not the goddamn follower, the teacher. The Christ is the message. Jesus and Christ is two different things. Jesus is the teacher that taught the message of the Christ. Love, compassion, healing, harmony. The 9 fruits of the Spirit. Go look them up. Love, peace, contentment, self-control. You look at CarbonNation and you see a camp that is self-control, that is disciplined, and you hate that. It is disciplined and you hate that to a degree, to a T. You hate that. You hate a self-control camp. You want there to be disarray. You want there to be disharmony. You want there to be discord. Well, guess what? How can two walk unless Amos 3:3 says, how can two walk unless they agree? A 3-strand cord is not easily broken. And guess what? That is a team of 3-strand cords. They're not easily broken. Devine, you got to find a life for yourself. And you got to do better for yourself than other. If you're about being a divine person, then go on your channel and straight build from your channel divine messages and leave Master Teacher NatureBoy and his camp alone. Because you're not, you need, other than that, take divine off your name, because that's not divine. Divine is about wisdom. Divine is about a coming together. Divine is about an all-knowing knowledge. You don't have divine wisdom because you don't have all-knowing knowledge. You're not omniscient. So either take divine off your name or be divine and go on your platform and build divine teachings and messages and gain your followers that way. And let your people hear you got to say, because all you're doing is spreading poison and injecting poison and making your people sick. You're making your people sick with your teachings and your hate of NatureBoy. You are injecting hate in your people. You don't even understand that much. That your followers that watch you, follow you on your channel and listen and watch your channel, you don't even understand that the hate you're spewing on Master Teacher NatureBoy, your followers are absorbing that, and so you are creating millions of fucking hatred people. And he's over here creating millions of sons of gods. You don't know the first thing about when it comes to being God, praise and worship. You don't know that. You know why? Because your ass is so stuck on NatureBoy. I think you got a kind of a fetish for NatureBoy. I believe both of you do. I believe you both have a fetish for NatureBoy. I believe you both love him, and you're just afraid to admit that what he does say convicts you and moves you. And I believe that you just don't know how to express that. You really don't know how to express that. You just don't. But I'm here to tell you that his message is truth. I know the message because the message says this, that me and my Father are one. And because I know that me and my Father are one, I understand that when people saw me calling myself the Christ on my channel, on my page, on my Facebook page, from Christian to Ascension, calling myself a higher God, I lost a lot of following. And guess what? So the fuck what? I don't care. Because it ain't about who follows me. Jesus called 12, he called 70 people, but only 12 really heard the message. Many are called, but only few are chosen. Many get in that inbox of NatureBoys, I can only imagine, but only few are chosen. Why? Because you got to be wise. You got to have the spirit of discernment to understand who it is that you're bringing in and who it is that's going to be loyal to you and follow you. Jesus called those who he knew was going to be loyal. Even though he told Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times when the rooster crows. He told Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. But it's okay, I forgive you. Because I know your heart. I know you're loyal. I know you're loyal. I know who you are. I know who you are. He said to Bartholomew, I saw you at the tree before I saw you at the tree, under the tree before I even called you. Already knowing that Bartholomew was a prophet. Already knowing that he was already studying the scripture text. Elevating his mind to his higher self. Getting the teachings. Getting the Christ message. The Christ consciousness. Elevation. Elevating himself to the higher God realm. Everybody he called was already into his word, already studying the teachings of the Christ. I'm calling you out for being the frauds that you are. I'm appreciative to the Master Teacher NatureBoy because he sparked what I already had knew. He sparked in me what I already had knew, the information I already had knew. And many of his followers comment this. I already knew this message, but you speak to me. That's right. And sometimes, like Jesus did on his travels, sometimes you just need someone. You already know that you can be healed, like the lady with the issue of blood, the blind man whose eyes he spit on. They already believed that they could be healed, but they needed somebody to come along and spark the information into them, like a Jesus. The blind man needed a Jesus, even though Jesus said that your sight has been restored to you, meaning that you really never lost your sight, because for something to be restored, you have to have already possessed it. And so he said to the man when he touched his eyes, he said, your sight has been restored. For something to be restored, you have to have already had possession of it and lost it. But he was born blind. But he had it already in him. His sight was restored. Why? Because he had faith and believed that he could see. And so Jesus came along and said, in the scripture said that his sight was restored unto him when he touched his eyes. When he touched his eyes with his hands. The lady with the issue of blood, she said, if I shall touch the hem of his garment, I shall be made well. Jesus found out she touched her. She touched him. He turned around and said, who touched me? And the lady said, it was I. He said, go your way. Your faith made you whole. You see, some of us need a teacher to come along and spark what we already know, what we already do, what we already have in us. Some of us need that teacher. Master NatureBoy, Master Teacher NatureBoy is that teacher of that message. He is. He is. And you're never going to get that message. Never. You'll never ascend to the higher realms of the gods, because you don't even know that you are one, but you don't even know it. And because you don't know it, you stay stuck in that self. You stay stuck in that, and what Master Teacher calls the lower self. I call it the lower conscious self, which is the same thing. I like to say the lower conscious self, though. That's my original word. It ain't my original word, but I use that word. The lower conscious self. You stay stuck in the lower consciousness. That's what you do. You will never be able to transcend this realm. You probably claim that you transcended, but you will never be able to stay in a state of transcending. Like if you watch the movie Lucy, like she transcended to being transmuted. Okay? But as my point is this, that you will never understand the teachers. You will never get the teachings nor the message. Your ears have been cut off from you. Your hearing has been cut off. You have a hard heart. You have a hard heart. And so the message will not come in. God say, I will harden their hearts. God say, I will harden their hearts. God said, I will harden their hearts and close up their spirits. You can't receive this kind of message. You will never be able to see this kind of message. So you'll come back with hate. And I'm glad, and I would say to Master Teacher NatureBoy, don't debate this woman, because she don't know how to debate. All she's going to do is argue you down. Argue, because that's her energy. She's not going to debate facts for facts. She's not going to be calm, cool, and collected to debate facts for facts. I know this kind of psychological reverse psychology that she's trying to do and play. I know that shit. I read that shit every day in the book. I know what it is. She ain't coming with that divine knowledge. Her name is Ashe Devine, but ain't got not a damn bit of divine knowledge or intellect in her. Not one. The truth is the truth is the truth. And you can't stand the truth. You nor MindOverMatterTv. You can't stand the truth. You talk about mind over matters, but yet all you do is mind the matters of nature. The Honorable Master Teacher NatureBoy. That's all you do is mind the matters of... you might as well change your station, your channel name to Minding the Matters of CarbonNation. Because that's what you do. You run in and make a video after every download he does. You have no self-control of yourself, which is one of the fruits of the spirit, so you will never inherit the earth. You will never inherit heaven. You would be like that man who went into hell, and Abraham, he told Abraham, go tell my brother about this place. And he said, no, I'm not. Because if your brother already had the opportunity, and your brother has the opportunity to hear and have heard. And if he ain't heard and got the message, he will be there joining you. He will be there joining you. You have the opportunity to hear the message and get the message, but you don't. So you'll be like You'd be like him who was in heaven that begged Abraham to dip his toe into the water just to cool him off and give him a drink. That'd be you, begging to come out of hell. Armageddon is coming to this country. And this country is Babylon for sure. This country is Babylon. It's a dynasty that's going to fall as the great Roman Empire, the great Alexander the Great, as Caesar did, as Pharaoh did, as Nebuchadnezzar did. They all failed. They're all going to fall. And everyone that's inside of the empire fell with it. They all fell with it. And you're going to fall with it. He sparked it. He sparked a fire in me with the teachings I already know. But he sparked in me to buy my plane ticket. Already bought my plane ticket to exit up out of this place. Right now, I am at my storage unit. I am at my storage unit getting ready to sell all my shit so I can go and live in the jungle. Not with CarbonNation, but to start my own tribe. And I gives a fuck and I gives a damn who finds me. Cause it ain't about building up a following. It's about bringing people back to the truth, leading people toward the truth. You will never be able to get anybody to follow you into the jungle because you don't know how to live the truth. You don't even know how to live the truth, let alone hear the truth. You don't know how to live the truth with your own life, let alone hear the truth. You need to first start hearing the truth, learn how to hear the truth, so you can start living the truth. And until you start hearing the truth, you will never be able to know how to live it. So no one will follow you into the jungle. None of these conscious community leaders are being followed are leading you into a utopia, into heaven, into paradise. None of these conscious community leaders are leading you away from fucking destruction, which is America. None of them. Not one. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna run when that rain comes down on you? Where are you gonna go when they're kicking in your door, taking you off to them FEMA camps? Because that shit is real. Where you gonna go when they come raining down on you and you ain't got no place to stay, but yet they give you a shelter? That's a fucking FEMA camp. Yeah. And now you're under their laws and jurisdictions, as Master Teacher talks about. You will stay stuck in that place, never being able to raise your consciousness. Never. Because they done shut you down with artificial lighting. They done shut you down with GMO food. They done shut you down with spraying your food with pesticides. They killing you and vaccinating your kids. They shutting you down. You so vaccinated with their fucking information, your shit is fucking, your mind is fucking, you done. You done. And with that, I say, I'm done. Because I'm done with y'all. I done said my piece. And I will stand up for the truth every time I feel like Honorable Master Teacher NatureBoy is being attacked. Because that's my leader. That's my leader. He led me to buy my ticket. He led me to go and sell my fucking shit in my storage unit. He led me to do the shit that I'm doing right now. Start an Amazon account and start building up all my fucking outdoor shit that I need. He led me to do that shit. Because I know the truth. And I'm leading people into the truth. 40 acres in Colombia. 40 acres in Colombia right now, mine. 40 acres in Colombia right now, mine. About to go and build. What the fuck y'all doing? What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing shit but talking shit. That's all y'all doing. Y'all ain't got nothing to stand on. Y'all ain't got nobody that's gonna follow y'all into the fucking out of the destruction. You gonna take all you gonna do is lead people straight into the pits of hell. That's where you're leading them to. You don't even know the knowledge you speak. You don't even know the fucking knowledge you speak. You don't study the knowledge you speak. You got a European education and you went to the European schools and you call that being fucking knowledgeable, educated. That ain't fucking education. You know what education is? You know what education is? Divine intuition, knowing that shit when you ain't got to even study that shit. Knowing that shit because it's been downloaded and programmed into you by God. It's called divine intuition, getting the knowledge from God, being in tune, intuition, being in tune with the higher self, with God. I promise you, every time I feel that y'all are coming out against a teacher like Master Teacher NatureBoy, I'm going to stand on truth and I'm going to stand for him every time. Master Teacher NatureBoy knows me. Not personally, but he knows me. Not personally, but he knows me. He knows me. And I'm not trying to get him to know me. I'm not trying to get him to notice me. I'm saying to you, he know what I've already done. He know what I've already done. He know what his information has done for me and for others that are going to go with me on my land. And it's not about, it's about order. It's about structure. It's about organization. Look up into the fucking sky. Look out into the fucking ocean. Every time you see that sun, that shit is happening by divine fucking order. Is it not? That shit is happening by divine order. Look into that sky. See those stars, see that moon, that shit is fucking aligned for a reason. Those shit aligns the skies for a reason. That shit ain't just up there accidentally. That's divine fucking wisdom and that's divine wisdom, divine knowledge. That's divine fucking mathematics. As Master Teacher NatureBoy speaks of, divine mathematics. That shit was there for a reason. That fucking moon is put where it's at for a reason. That sun does what it does for a reason. That water and that tide comes in and out for a reason. That tree grows the way it grows for a reason. Study what you fucking talk about first and lead your people out of hell, out of this fucking hell we call America, and then come at Master Teacher and debunk Master Teacher NatureBoy's knowledge. If you can't even do that, if you can't lead your people somewhere instead of debunking every fucking thing he does, I mean, not just one video, not just 2 videos, but your whole fucking platform is built on 90% of y'all videos is about NatureBoy. I don't seen this shit.